We were asked the question of whether it is possible to have sex with the devil, with the demon, the sexual relationship with the demon. Is that really possible or not? In what sense? So, if we are going to think that such a relationship between humans and the demon could exist, then what will the outcome be? Let's look at it in different ways. Unfortunately, in religions such as Christianity, especially among the followers of these religions, we have a popular belief that is very powerful. It has even made its way into the language, we can say, of the common people. It says that a person is called a son of a demon when they want to insult them, saying, "You are a son of a demon, you are a son of the devil." And this has a deeply rooted aspect in the minds of those people. How can it be that the devil comes to have sexual relations with a person? Is everything false, or does it have something to do with the truth? Let's explore the root of that thought, and then we will look at the reality. The root, dear brothers, is that unfortunately, throughout the history of the church, the devil has taken on an important role. It means the church taking beliefs from different parts. One of the places where the church went to absorb the belief about the devil was an Eastern religion called the religion of Mani. Mani, or his religiosity, is called Manichaeism. Manichaeism has its roots in Zoroastrianism. Let's see. Among the Zoroastrians, we have two deities, two gods, or rather Ahriman and Izad. Izad is the good God, the all-powerful God, the creator, the light, Ahriman the demon, and they are two parallel powers on earth. So the Saracens say that everything bad that happens on earth, illness, war, injury, any problem, catastrophe, earthquake, is caused by the demon. And so they are going to simplify the theological concept of evil. So the devil is a powerful parallel source, and he is a deity and has his forces, his powers. The demon has all of that. So God is already on the other side, and they are always fighting. A struggle between the demon, rival of God on the face of the earth, and God. So that brought about that dualism, that polytheism. Well, the Saracens say we do not worship the demon, but if this belief that the demon has as much power as God himself leads one to believe in two parallel powers. And always alongside that, there existed groups of people who, due to these false beliefs, went to submit themselves to what we can call devilish, satanic rituals, like various deities that represented the demon. One was Moloch, and this Moloch, or Mulak, was a deity to whom they sacrificed children for this. And this was very common, prevalent in Mesopotamia, in the Sumerian tradition, among others as well. You can even see it in the book of Judges. When the chief returns from a war, he says that he will sacrifice the first person who comes to greet him. And this means that sacrificing a human being makes no sense, because God is the God of life. The Almighty God does not allow the killing of the innocent, much less the sacrifice of an innocent. That will not please God, but will condemn you to hell for all eternity. But we see it. That is to say, the Bible is affected by that belief, even regarding evil powers. So you have already seen this, that dualism of Zoroastrianism. Then it leads to Manichaeism, and then to Christianity. So you will see that in Christianity they also say that the owner of purgatory, the owner of hell, is the demon. So they are going to give him miraculous powers, such as the ability to possess a person against their will. One thing that is totally false, you sand. And then it is even said, and this is not generally in the Bible, but in some apocryphal books and other writings, that the devil or, I don't know, evil beings, like fallen angels, among other things, come to have children with humans. This is found in Jewish oral tradition, 2001, in Christian oral tradition, and in literature, as well as in quite a few movies that depict the devil having a child, or a fallen angel. And the devil is referred to as Lucifer, the fallen angel. They do not say that it is from Yen, which is a completely different species from angels. As we have explained in other videos, look up what a demon is. We have already explained it. Then they say Lucifer is a fallen angel, among other fallen angels who have powers like that. And then, as for example in the book of Enoch, you will see that it speaks of the fallen angels who have married the beautiful daughters of Adam. Then they begot the giants, the Nephilim, among other rather absurd nonsense. And as in some Jewish traditions that speak of a supposed demonic woman, Lilith, who is Lilith, wait, she is a woman. Provoking, Adam. So supposedly she is Adam's first wife. She was going to have children, that is to say, then in one part it is Adam, in another part it is Lilith, and the daughters are going to be Lilim, I don't know what. They are prostitutes, they are provoked by the devil, things, nonsense. So you will see this very much affected in our society to this day. Some think that Cain, the wayward son of Adam, married a daughter of the devil, I don't know what. That the devil can possess a woman, that one cannot leave a child to a person. So this is already deeply rooted in the tradition of people who wonder if it is possible to have sex with the devil and all that. Unfortunately, this does exist, and it will affect many people. So let's look at the root, and then we will see the reality. The root of all this, dear brothers, we have partly mentioned Zoroastrianism, and in another part, the ground has been prepared by Greek religions, and then Roman ones. Since the church is also Roman, partly Eastern, and partly Byzantine Roman. So you will see many Greek demigods within the Roman deities. You seek demigods, which speaks of different gods, evil deities and good deities, 2009, who married or rather violated the women of the earth, or among themselves. So from there comes the concept of the Son of God, the Mother of God, I don't know, Daughter of God, Son, God the Father. All these concepts stem from this. And the prophets of God will never believe in these false things of polytheism. But unfortunately, when the church was Romanized and absorbed all of Roman culture, the Roman temples became places of worship for the new Christians, starting from the Council of Nicaea in 325. You can see this concept of demigods. I recommend it to you so that you can understand this concept of how it can be so many things. And that description generally states that demigods are the result of a relationship between a god and a human. Because these children are half gods, they have very good reflexes, an affinity for Greek or Latin, in addition to having powers within the realm of their father. Just like Paul, who was knowledgeable about Eucene culture and Roman religion, wanted to divert the teachings of the most holy Jesus, leading him towards Roman polytheism, saying that Jesus partly has the power of God to, we can say, atone for sin, and in another part is a human being, to suffer as a human being, to pay, because the human must atone for sin. Nonsense, foolishness that Paul is going to invent, because Jesus never speaks of that. So, within these demigods, there are many personalities that I will mention to give you an idea. For example, in Greek mythology, there is one called Ares in ancient Greek, who is a son of Zeus and Hera. He is the Olympic god of war, for instance, and, among other, gods of Olympus, which you will see are generally from Roman mythology. Zeus, the youngest son of the Titan Cronus and the Titaness Rhea, is the god of the sky and the king of the gods of men. It is symbolized by the eagle, the mark that is on the military pentagon of the US, and the king and the center Usand, Cetro Coronos. He gains power by killing his father Uranus in conspiracy with Gaia. A bunch of silly stories. Poseidon, son of the Titan Kronos and the Titaness Rhea, brother of Zeus. He is the god of the sea. She was the daughter of the Titan Kronos and the Titaness Rhea, sister and legitimate wife of Zeus. So Zeus has legitimate wives in one part, while in another part he is fornicating. What madness of gods! She is the queen of the gods and of men, protector of marriage. She is symbolized by the peacock and the crown. She was known for her jealous and vengeful nature because her husband Zeus's infidelities truly meant insults to her. That is why he pursued the lovers and the extramarital descendants of the god Zeus. Demeter, daughter of the Titan Coronos and the Titaness Rhea, sister and wife of Zeus. It means fornicated. She is the goddess of agriculture. She was symbolized by the poppy. Hestia is the first daughter of the Titan, and I know that then the longest list of these can be found on the internet. They teach you all that nonsense, they teach you everything, but what is useful for your life, they will not teach you. You can search for names. I have the list here, and I will just read the list to you. For example, Dionysus is possibly the symbol that went the farthest, as he managed to become one of the 12 Olympians, a group formed by the most important gods of all Greek mythology. Dionysus was the son of Zeus and Semele, being the god of wine and fertility. He was one of the most beloved gods by the Greeks. Heracles is undoubtedly the most represented demigod in popular culture, being considered by many as the most famous of all. Heracles was a Greek hero born of Zeus and Alcmena, who accomplished 12 great labors. Perseus is another of the great Greek heroes. So look, the Greeks, when someone had a lot of power, would say he is a demigod because he has a lot of power. So it was very easy for the Romans to accept nonsense from Paul when he says that Jesus is a demigod because they saw miracles from Jesus. Then they say, look at those miracles of raising the dead, healing the incurable sick, all of that. Then Paul was easily able to spread that false idea among the Romans to divert the path of Jesus. Another god was named Pan. It is not known for certain who the father of this demigod was, as he was a bastard son. But some sources attribute him as the son of Zeus. Well, practically when there is no God the Father, then the God the Father, when, dear brother, you God the Father, are practically returning to Roman polytheism, being a mother Ibris or Calism. Pan was the demigod of shepherds, flocks, wild nature, and male sexuality, being highly respected in cities such as Arcadia, Ceto, and Amphion. These twins were the children of Zeus and Antiope. I don't know. There is quite a bit of description about the origin of Orpheus, but most sources speak of him as a descendant of Apollo and the nymph, Calliope. It is said that he was the best musician of ancient Greece. Sign, there are many demigods referred to as sign, Usand, but in this case, we are referring to the son of Apollo and Tyria, Bellerophon, Hippolyta, Theseus. Oh my God, a list that seems endless, with so many whims of foolishness. I just recited some names for you to have an idea of where all of this comes from. So, because they believed in the polytheism of different gods, or when this reaches Jewish Christian culture, they talk about fallen angels or anything else. And there they invent stories that when they find someone with power, they call them a demigod, or say that they are an evil person because they are of the devil, and things of this sort. That is already good. We have known the origin, what that belief is, and what its origin is. Then it is also important to consider that every time the children of Israel had an enemy in their history and did not want to fight against them, or for some reason wanted to present an excuse for their cowardice, the Holy Quran explains this when Moses asked the children of Israel to fight against the Canaanite giants. They will explain it. In the Holy Quran it says, Nafiha qawmun jaborim, referring to a group of the powerful. In the Bible, they are described as mighty giants. This brings a lot of tradition that they are indeed the same story, being the children of the beautiful daughters of Adam, with fallen angels as guardians, as mentioned in the book of Enoch, referring to them as Nephilim and giants and all of that. So it means that the children of Israel, to justify their cowardice, began to invent that mythology because it had its roots in all that context, that territory. The people knew my God. Then they said, look, our cowardice is not because we are cowards and want to betray the prophet Moses. It's just that if we don't go to the fight, it's because they are super giants. Well, a more powerful person could be, but super giant, that's just nonsense. Then the sacred Quran says no. The sacred Quran says they were cowards, and thus wanted to make excuses not to go to battle alongside Moses. They were not willing to give their lives for the cause of God, and for that reason, they received the curse. Very well. Then we have practically learned what is being said. But what is truth? What is truth? Can the devil come to have sex with a human being? To have a material body, or for their body to transform into a male or female material body, that can have children. There are even some who say, oh look, in the Holy Quran we also have a law that says the same thing. So are we saying where it says in the Holy Quran, yes, this is in the Holy Quran? Well, tell me, in the Holy Quran, chapter 17, Surah Al-Isra, verse 64? Very well, tell me. And support those you can with your voice, and gather them with your hair and your feet, and share with them in money and children, and promise them. When the devil becomes rebellious, God will expel him from heaven. Then, God, when he is about to expel him, tells him to go away. The devil says, I will make everyone rebel against you. It is like a way the devil is expressing his wickedness against God. God says, indeed, do what you will. Truly drive away with your vocalization all that you can. Definitely. To scare away. What does it mean to scare away? From the side of God. If people want to turn back to God, and the devil scares them away, it is a way for the devil to make people fear God and perceive the merciful, compassionate, and just God as an evil deity. It means that the devil places all the characteristics he himself has in the place of God. And nowadays in the West, it is said to be the God of the law, the God of vengeance. And they think that God, because he has prohibited, so many things of perversion, of lust, does not want us to enjoy. Lie. You will see, during the European Renaissance, a lot of literature that, when speaking of God, refers to a God who is the rival of human beings. So, when those who are going to opt for humanism say that this God does not seek our interest, does not seek our perfection, they decide to eliminate God from our lives and choose secularism because they consider that this God is evil. They, that is to say, accepted this temptation of the devil by taking God as the rival of humanity instead of seeing him as the merciful being that he is. First, God says, devil, go and drive away these weak ones. let them distance themselves from God, because if they heed the devil, they will turn away from God, portraying God as an evil God. With all your army, draw them in, and attack them with your cavalry, with your infantry, and bring them to you. Attack them and integrate them into your army. And now it is the word where those who say, "Oh, look, the devil can be a partner of human beings," say, "You, Zand," and be a partner with them. In goods and in children. Associate with them in estates, in goods, and in children. When the devil is going to be a partner of a person in their child. There are even narratives that explain it in such a way that we say this. They are metaphorical. But listen, the nation says that when a man starts to have a relationship with a woman in an illegitimate way, or when the man is having a relationship but is thinking of another woman, or the woman is thinking of another man, it means that in a way that relationship is dirty, or is done without Besmela, without the name of God. When you want to engage in sex, you must remember God, that what you are doing is perfect. It is in the path of God, and it should not be in the path of the devil. So when one engages in dirty sex, as we will title it, it says that along with the man's penis, the devil puts his penis. The devil puts his penis, and there he will place the child. Let's see what this means. In the real world, what does it mean to be a partner of that man in his children and in his assets? Then he starts to promise them the lies. And everything that the devil is going to promise them is pure deception. They are fallacies. So let's look at this concept. Can the devil be a partner of human beings? And can he have sex with humans? If we are going to study Islamic philosophy, we will see that the devil, first, originally, the demons, are invisible beings. That is, they cannot be seen by humans. In a natural, common, ordinary state, they are not seen, and it is impossible to see them. So, since we have already known this, it means the devil does not have a human body and does not incarnate in a human body. He cannot possess a human being. He cannot enter your body. All of that is a clear part of Islamic theology. So what does all of that mean? What really exists? First, let's look at what it means to have sex with the devil, and then understand what it means to have a child with the devil, because first comes sex and then comes having a child. When we go to see the people who do, in Persian we say gengwer. We cannot call them exorcists, but rather the people who are in a pact with the devil. Yes, those with a pact with evil demons, you stand with the unbelievers. These people do everything possible to satisfy. What is the desire of the devil's sin on earth? They commit sins, invite people to sin, and do everything possible to satisfy. For example, the devil loves that. It is true. The shedding of innocent blood is a devilish ritual of killing, and it existed in ancient times that those who followed the devil to satisfy the devil sacrificed their own children in front of an idol that represented God as the devil, God of the devil, thus to Satan. And some called it mulak, something like that. It had a name like that. So, this ritual is practiced in the world today, as is abortion. Abortion is the same. When you study what happens in an abortion, when they are going to dismember an innocent fetus, an innocent human being is going to be dismembered. That satisfies the devil. So, not everyone who is in favor of abortion is just selfish. There are some who seek that devilish ritual. Is it the sacrifice of innocent human beings? Do you understand? What does it mean when one sees that a person has committed so many abortions? Why does she do it? Where is that need? Why do they want to sacrifice human beings? So, there is much more to it. Not only are the wars happening in the world today for economic or political purposes, largely a lie. When you go to see it, when you study it deeply, the main cause of war is generally going to be that it is a silly thing. And you can't be convinced that this could be the cause of World War I or World War II, so it must be something else. What made so many politicians at that time suddenly start killing the innocent, start the war, that they are all crazy? No, they are worshipping the devil, massacring the innocent. What are weapons of mass destruction for? For what? They supposedly say it is to subdue the revolutionary peoples of the earth, but in reality, it is not 2009. In reality, that is another form of massacres to satisfy the devil. Because nowadays, everything related to dirty sexual relations is being published and spread. Everything that is incest, adultery, fornication, LGBTQ, any relationship that you will see in the sacred books, the Bible, the Holy Quran, all say that this is prohibited, and because it is being propagated everywhere. Gender ideology, sex with children, sex, a whole bunch of things, group sex, all of that you will see comes from the devil. These are all devilish rituals being performed on earth. So it is already well that the Rukian is in charge. You will see how the Freemasons worship the devil, among many other things, but I don't want to get into that. And they only say that Satanists are like that. Well, the Satanists who, I don't know, are going to sacrifice a virgin, that silly thing, yes, it exists. But worse than them are those who are actually worshipping the devil. And we do not only interpret it this way. Dear brothers, in reality, there is no atheist who does. Although they say we are atheists, in reality, they are embarrassed to say that we believe in the devil. So it is, dear brothers. Thus, the struggle on earth is between two groups of followers of God, Hezbollah, Hezbol, Shaitan, as the Holy Quran defines it. A neutral group never says that just by being an atheist or a skeptic, they choose that. It is impossible. A neutral person, being an atheist, even if they do not believe in anything, still preserves the pure conscience that belongs to God and the pure intellect. They will never commit as many wrongdoings. Only a person who loves and worships the devil does this. Well then, since we have learned that there are people who worship the devil, we must ask them how they have sexual relations with the devil. What is the relationship? Because the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17 of the Holy Quran, verse 65, says, "My servants," God says, "devil, you have no dominion over them, no demon. You cannot have dominance or control over them. You cannot have it over the servants, the believers. He can make temptations, but he cannot control them." So are the believers free from this, then? So, with whom can the devil have this sexual relationship? With the followers of the devil, those arrogant ones? How are they then going to have that sexual satisfaction? Let's see if it exists. Yes, but listen to me. It's not what you think it is now. When I say yes, sex with the devil, you think the devil appears as a beautiful girl or as a rapist male, and that the body will appear and have sex with the body. Lie. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. So, how is it done? Listen carefully. Let's see, dear brothers, everything that the devil does, in what state, on what ground does the work of the devil take place? Everything the devil does is in the mental realm, in the ear, in the heart, in the imagination. In the imagination. Listen to me carefully, you sand. Then, what does the devil do? He tempts you. And the person, when they go, will not have any obstacles in front of the devil. It means leave the notebook of your heart and mind so that the devil can paint it. So, when a person is too devoted to the devil, in their imagination, it will even lead them to orgasm through dirty imaginations. There is a plea that we are going to see in order to avoid having a wet dream. To avoid having a wet dream, in this plea, it says, God protect me, so that the devil does not come to play with me in my sleep. To inject it via shell of Philadelphia, manna, God protect me from the devil coming to play with me when I am awake and when I am asleep. So, the strongest thing for a person is when, through sexual imaginations and temptations, that person begins to envision an obscene scene and through that reaches orgasm. This is true. Physically, orgasm is also achieved. This is sex with the devil. That means the devil does not present you with a material body. The devil uses your imagination and his army. And now I will say what his army of the devil is, your mental imagination. So for that imagination, to make that imagination come to your mind, what does it do? It makes you temptations. It's true, but it needs instruments. The first instrument is to free you from the intellect. So, the first step is to weaken the intellectual power you have. As long as you have intellectual power, it acts like a brake that prevents freedom of action for the devil. So, everything you are going to see as the work of the devil is to weaken the intellect. What does alcohol do? The effect of alcohol is that it will free you from intellect, condemning you to live a foolish life. What else? Music, what is called dance music, loud music, which is all prohibited in Islam. What else? Obscene scenes. Obscene scenes mean anything that excites you, provokes you sexually. Nudity, walking with other women, it means all the scene that is obscene, Islamic, pornography, nudity, beach, everything that Islam prohibits, morbid gaze, and you will see where the devil is. It's striptease, I don't know, naked dance, I don't know what else. Everything you are going to see provokes the devil. Lust, that is the devil's first weapon. What else? Alcohol, music, and also the food that we have said 1,000 times. Pork, blood, supermarket meat, all of that will dirty your body enough to allow the dominion of the demon in your life. So, that person already begins the game there. Those who already have many contacts with demons, meaning they can invoke the demon, have advanced so much in their degradation and degeneration that they will decide to invoke it in their imagination. The demon will be present in their imagination if they have sexual relations with the demon. In other words, within the imagination, even the demon can be represented in different ways, in some way that will satisfy him. So everything you have heard in tradition, or in everything that talks about the devil being a partner in sex, means that this person, in intention and imagination, will make him a partner. Why so many erotic stories? It's everywhere for free. Pornography for free. All of this makes it easy for you and will pervert your head, your mind, and it will do so in a way that you will not have control over your imagination. It means that here it will turn into the realm of the demon and start having sex with you. So sometimes a person needs physical stimulation, and masturbation is also sex with the demon, but your hand now acts in the way of the demon. So, masturbation always has the poisonous, obscene imagination alongside any sexual act, whether it be the hand or whatever it may be. So here it is indeed the sex of a demon. Pornography is sex with the demon. Sometimes a person in a dream will see that the demon is represented in their imagination as a beautiful woman, and it leads them to orgasm. And Ahlul Bayt, pure people, will never have wet dreams, those dirty imaginations. So everything that is said about sex with the demon does exist. But what does the son of the demon mean then? Since we have understood what it means to have sex with a demon, the son of the demon means that the child born is a result of the parents having that intention, or rather, those poisonous imaginations. The woman in sex or the man in sex has thought of bad things or other people. Everything that brings dirty, perverse, and vice to the sexual relationship, whether it is a man and woman as spouses or an adulterous or fornication relationship, which ultimately results in the curse of the devil. Therefore, the son of the devil does not mean that you can carry the genes of the devil. It is impossible. You cannot graft a giraffe with a fly. You cannot spin with a fly. A duck cannot mate with a hippopotamus. They cannot marry. You, as a human being, human species, cannot marry or procreate with a demon or a deity or whatever, because they are of two different biological species, not to Darillo. But we are talking about the spiritual world. If it is a person from 2009, they will be a child of the demon in the sense of carrying the curse, but it is not their fault. Wait for me. When a person, whether a man or a woman, is going to have an intimate relationship in a dirty way, such as fornication, adultery, or sodomy, or if they have that relationship with their own spouse while thinking of other women, or the woman thinking of other men, that is called a dirty relationship. This person continues to carry a curse named dissatisfaction. Then one does not love everything that one should love about that child. When a child is not loved, they will be mistreated. Even that father who does not love his son is willing to allow his wife to abort that child. What is called a curse? A curse means that the poor thing is not born. What they must do means that parents should love them and treat them with affection. So, a person, a newborn child, from the moment of their birth receives mistreatment, hatred, the bad upbringing from the environment, from the parents. This poor little creature, pure and innocent, receives what is called the curse of the devil. Does it mean that when we say a child of the devil, for example, we say a bastard child, he is a child of the devil, I don't know, a child of fornication, a child of adultery, right? What does it mean that this boy is not to blame? If the parents have fornicated, what guilt does that person carry? None. But listen to me carefully. Why is that person like a child of the demon? Listen carefully. In the curse. But the curse is not the fault of the poor little creature. No. It is the fault of the wicked parents who, because they did not find that satisfaction of trust in their sexual relationship, that satisfaction of conscience, then carry a seed of hatred towards that little boy. And single mothers, innocent mothers, teenagers, among others. So the woman, when she is like that, treats her son badly. You understand. The child will carry a sense of inferiority, a complex of mistreatment that he received from the environment, from society, which insults him and all that. Society, when it sees a creature for which there is no man to assume economic responsibility, will generally mistreat it. And generally, I can't say in all cases, but in the majority of cases of illegitimate children or children without parents, what happens? Society mistreats them, oppresses them, because they are like orphans. So, here is the curse, because the person who receives hate treats others with hate and does not receive all the love that a newborn baby should receive. Because in Islamic education, it is said that during the first 7 years of a child's life, they should receive pure love. That is to say, you should not question, criticize, reproach, hit, or raise your voice at a child up to 7 years old, who is pure sweetness of parental love, a lap of love and mercy from the Lord. A blessed son means that the son can take advantage of life. Cursed, which means that he cannot take advantage of life. Although that person has free will, it is very difficult for them because they must first uproot the hatred from their heart. As society has mistreated them, that unfaithful father, that fornicator who left them in their mother's lap, betrayed them, so they always harbor hatred towards that father. Generally, it is like this. We cannot say that in all cases there are always exceptional cases, but generally you will see that criminals are like this. Well, there are also criminals like Pharaoh, who was a legitimate son, but we are talking about general concepts. Generally, that causes harm in a society. Usually, but not entirely. So what happens is called Sheij. The demon will be like that within that child. It's not that the demon is going to possess him. No. It's just that when the little boy receives so much anger from society, so much hatred, so much reproach for what he hasn't done. Do you understand? Poor thing. That creature is mistreated because of that father. The mother is going to hate the child, saying, I hate you for that cursed man who left you to me and made me do this. I will not forgive him. What fault does the little boy have? It is that the woman who does not have that merciful heart, united with the Lord, with faith, with clemency, now finds it difficult to love her son, because she thinks he is a representative of that treacherous man, that adulterous man, that fornicator who abandoned her and went with another woman. So this causes hatred, which is the instrument of the devil on earth. So that boy is raised poorly, spoiled. 1,000. A person who receives hate, transmits hate, you reap what you sow. It seems like a curse, harvesting hatred. This is why in society you will see so much violence. There are many people in society who commit robberies and assaults, and when you ask about their parents, you will find that their parents have had a partnership with the devil in raising their children. A drunk father, we have said, a drunk father, a pornographic father. A father, why does he porn? I don't know what they call it. The person addicted to pornography. So those evil parents, this is Shara with Felambo. This means that the devil has put the penis when he was already having sex. What does it mean to bet the devil the penis? It's not that the devil has a penis and puts it. No. It is that the devil placed his wickedness in that creature, and the creature is not to blame. It means in that education of the creature, in the course of that poor boy's life. So it is already clear what it means to have sex with the devil, what the meaning of the devil's son is, and how we can fight against all of that. It is already clear. First, we are going to teach everyone what all of this means. Everything that is false and wrong must be uprooted, and the devil has no body. There is no bodily sex with the devil. There is no bodily child of the devil. It does not exist. All of that is false, a lie. Secondly, we are going to teach people that if they want to have sex, it should be within marriage. Marriage means the commitment of two believers who, for the love of God, say we will love our creation. That is called marriage. What does marriage mean? The father says, I will take responsibility for the child. That is called marriage, nothing more. Marriage is a commitment that has this, but it is legal, it is religious, it is a commitment, a pact with God first, and then with your partner. And the woman says the same thing. I will take responsibility for that creature. I care about its education. I care that the poor thing has a responsible father. That's why I don't fornicate. I don't commit. So this is going to form good families, a family nucleus, protect the family nucleus, and everything that is the work of the devil. What are they? Pornography? I don't know. Erotic novels? Nudity in the street? Everything that we have said is the work of the devil must be eliminated from our society. We need to talk to people, inform people. Most people are ignorant. They do not know that they have been employed by the demon on earth and are receiving the curse. And they say, oh, why so much violence? We are living in a very bad time. No, the time is perfect. God's land is perfect. God's creation is perfect. Our works have facilitated the presence of the devil here on earth. They created a generation of the demon. So now, in the end, when we see these orphans, children of what we can call a single mother, a poor girl, let us support them. Let us support the orphans. I title them orphans, children of single mothers, and adolescents. First, let us fight against abortion, which is the worst because it is a ritual that strengthens the presence of the devil, because blood is vengeful. The blood of an innocent child is vengeful. Do not think that by having an abortion, God will leave you in peace. That blood always haunts the woman who had the abortion. It does not let her be at peace until it leads her to hell, because it is the murder of an innocent person. So let us fight against abortion, and in the end, support those families, supporting and teaching those single mothers to be kind, to reap what they sow in love, which is what these poor children lack, these divine creatures, so that they are not the work of the devil, so that they do not become children of the devil in the future. Inshallah, may God bless everyone, and may God free the youth and society from the work of the devil. Inshallah. Peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of God. May the peace and blessing of God be with all of you.